The beautiful thing about knowing that God loves you is that you don't have to recoil in shame when you think that there's something might be wrong with you. The beautiful thing about this book, and I'll keep reading, is that, man, he's so clear about everything that's wrong with the believers at the time. I mean, he's not wasting any words. He's saying, listen, here's your problem. How's that for a pastor? Sit down here. Here's your problem. Your problem is this. Now, I'm not saying, and I'm not going to be coming to your life and saying, here's your problem. Because I don't necessarily know what your problem is. I can give you a prescription for success that's intellectual. I can say, well, listen, if you do this right and do this right and do this right, you're going to get this. And that's true. But what that right is, it's not tangible things. If you walk in humility, your life will be better. Well, what does that mean? Exactly. But the point of this, the point of what James is saying, he's saying, listen, nothing's random. What's happening and what's not happening in your life is not by accident. Don't think that you're in a game of chance. You are not in a game of chance. Let God he said, there is wisdom. There is wisdom to know how to get past this thing. Whatever this thing is in your life, he's saying, whatever it is, whatever barrier, wherever you're stuck, there is an answer. There is actually a tangible strategy for coming out of it. Don't lock yourself in that fatalism that says, oh, I guess this is my genetics, this is my history, this is my physical stature, this is the limits of my strength, this is the limits of my emotional possibilities that I have, this is the limits to my intellectual abilities, my gifts, my creativity. None of those things matter. He's saying there is an answer. When our year-and-a-half-year-old is trying to do this, and some are more stubborn than others, trying to force the square block into the round hole, and then they throw it aside and they cry, it's not working! Welcome to pastoral ministry. All pastoral ministry is trying to get you past your blocks, where you believe that the deck is stacked against you and that nothing's within your power. And pastoral ministry starts with, that's not true. That's not true. You need to believe that there's an answer. And you need to believe that there's wisdom that's available to you. And if you could believe that, you could get into the next thing. There's a way through this. I don't care what the problem is. I don't care how you were raised. I don't care what deficiencies were in your life. God is your maker and your creator. I don't know how much further we can go here. I don't know what time it is. 11:37. I'll go a couple more verses. Now, keep in mind this, that the issue that he's going to is at the end of chapter 2 and chapter 3, and he talks about strife and war, and he says, where do wars and fights come from, right? And he's coming to that, but he's saying, here's the layout of the land, and this is what leads to this, and the problem is that there's something coming out of you that shouldn't be coming out of you. He said, that's where it starts. He says, blessing and cursing are coming out of the same mouth. But he said, I'm gonna show you how to begin to identify those things that you need to start working against. You need to stop defending and supporting in your life.